Where the Attorney General's office is holding a news conference to discuss Governor Whitmer's announcement that bars, dine-in restaurants, and entertainment venues must shut down.
Because it is time that we get very serious. Not that we haven't been serious, but we know that the actions that we take now will help spread this virus and save lives. And so it's still not time to panic unless you're a price gouger, and then the Attorney General will tell you to panic. But it is time to take additional measures that will keep our residents safe. I want to tell you about some of the things that we're doing in Oakland County. Of course, as you know, we took an order last Friday to have 50% capacity at all our bars, restaurants, entertainment, and physical fitness venues. That is now covered by the governor's order, so those will be closed. We're going to postpone our bicentennial celebration. This is Oakland County's 200th birthday this year. We had a big event slated for March 28th. That event is now postponed, including the over 2,000 discounted admissions that we were handing out to folks who are going to come celebrate with us. We'll postpone that for another time, but this is obviously more important. You probably know Oakland County now has 14 confirmed, presumed positive cases of coronavirus. That extends all the way from a 5-year-old now to people in their 90s. What we know about those 14 people is that they all didn't have domestic or international travel, which tells us and tells our health officials that this is now in the population and spreading even without travel. And that's an important distinction because it's in the population now, and we have to begin to react to this differently. We expect those numbers are going to grow. And so that is concerning, but I'll tell you the number that is most concerning to me is the number of people who have died, and we haven't had anyone die in Oakland County or Michigan yet, and that's what we're trying to prevent, and that's what these orders are meant to do. We're now at a point in the United States where we're seeing similar infection numbers that Italy was at just 2 weeks ago. So I can't overemphasize enough how critical it is for us to do these kinds of lockdown measures to keep our residents safe. I would also mention that this morning there was a cyber attack on the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. This is very alarming to us. Just last week, I formed a cybersecurity task force in Oakland County to make sure that we were protected and our local communities are protected. But this adds just an additional threat to the disease that we're fighting and to the times that we're in. Industry experts indicate that there's a 1 in 3 chance that an organization will experience a data breach. And so we understand as we're working with all of our community and statewide partners that keeping our data secure is going to be a critical task as we move forward. We know that ransomware is on the rise, and we have to be on guard for that. Luckily, there have been no confirmed ransomware-related cases to date in Oakland County, but we're going to stay on the cutting edge of that to make sure that continues. I also want you to know that after this press conference, I'm going to be meeting with the other Big Four leaders down in Detroit, and we're going to also be joined by the CEOs of the major healthcare systems so that we can better coordinate our response, and that includes things like drive-through testing sites. We want to make sure that our entire region is coordinated medically to make sure that we're being as proactive and efficient as we can as we get more and more of our residents tested. We know that as more testing happens, more cases of positive individuals will happen, and we need to make sure that we're coordinated as well as we can. So like I said, I'll be meeting with the Big Four leaders right after this. Just know that we're doing everything that we can to protect our citizens in Southeast Michigan and Oakland County and across the state. Now, we're here to talk a little bit more about the enforcement perspective from a county perspective is our Sheriff, Mike Bouchard.
Thank you, Dave. Well, thank you all for being here. Obviously, this is a critical issue for all of us to address collectively, not just in different levels of government, but as society. And a big part of that is willing participation on behalf of its citizenry. So first and foremost, I wanted to update you. I just got off a call with Homeland Security. We are working through processes with all our public safety partners across the country on different processes and procedures that relates to arrests, citizen contact, PPE, personal protection equipment, the kinds of things that relate to jail intake or prison transfer or movements. All of those things are all part of this equation. So that is a big part that's going on. Is the county executive said there was an attack on a website, and not surprisingly, we've also seen, so be alert to the fact a lot of different websites have cropped up.